Hello everyone and welcome back to the B stream. We just saw Fnatic find success on their map pick of Inferno. It was a bit of a disco snods. It was exciting stuff and they closed it out finding the win.
Yeah, I mean 16-11, fairly close. Obviously, tooth and nail up until the final points of that matchup. It was what 7-8 half for Fnatic, then a 10-8 scoreline, then 12-10, and then things got so close, and then suddenly Fnatic, or should I say Crims, he wins that 1v1 versus Guardian, breaks and shatters the money for FaZe. And when you have control of the economy, especially in the city side of Inferno, with that utility, with the motivation and confidence behind that play as well, they managed to close it out 16-11 with a knife at the end as well. So interesting here as FaZe is going to have their mental fortitude tested.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously, the Butcher play to finish things off. So a bit of a weird one because, I mean, at the beginning, it was quite a bit of a jig. They were trading rounds here and there, constantly back and forth. They were neck and neck for the entire thing. Came down to, obviously, who was going to get the additional round at the end of the half. Fnatic took it. They run away with things there towards the end, but it still stayed close. And more so as well, it was just FaZe winning those kind of FaZe-esque rounds that you don't expect them to win. They don't really have a leg up in. Somehow they just lock it down. They kept it close.
Nico, crazy entries as well from Guardian. We can't understate how strong Guardian was in the CT side of Inferno in that matchup. But of course, Jack, both these teams are secured into the Spodek. Yeah. Both these teams are guaranteed as a bare minimum a spot in the quarterfinals. So right now they're fighting out for that top 4 spot. Who's going to join Astralis and basically have a massive leg up into this tournament.
Yeah, that's the thing, because obviously if you do get the win here, you'll be going straight through to the semi-final, so it puts you into a bit of a better position, bolsters you up earlier on and makes your lives a lot easier there in terms of your tournament run. So for FaZe, they're not going to want this to go the way of Fnatic. This now has to turn into a reverse sweep, get you 2-0 at the end. We actually kind of thought that it might go down as a 2-0 for FaZe in the start anyway, because
when you see
of the
maps,
VO.
Yeah, this is the thing for both these teams. They both have a very shared map pool. Mirage being the last map as well, a map which FaZe are so strong at as well. And it's one of those maps where, for me, I feel like it's going to have to be a 2-0 for Fnatic. I don't see the 2-1 happening. I still feel like FaZe have this one.
Yeah, we've just got word as well that over on the A stream, we've just lost SK. They're out of the tournament. They've been eliminated there, going down to your major champions right now, Cloud9 finding success. Yeah.
I mean, Cloud9, obviously, I think there's a stat posted on Reddit somewhere where every single tournament that SK have played in, they've always had to play Cloud9. And coming into this one, it feels like as, well, apart from the major, obviously, and now into this tournament, SK have been bested. And that, Intel Grand Slam run is getting even shorter as the time does tick away on that one. I think, now they're knocked out of this event, disregard this one. There's now 4 more tournaments left. DreamHack Marseille, the next Cologne, IEM Sydney, so there is still, a chance they need to win 2 out of those 4 events if they want to have the lion's share of $1 million.
Yeah, which is still going to be quite hard for them, because obviously every time they have these mistakes, it gets further and further away. And for FaZe, if they actually do get the reverse sweep here, Snod, that's where the storyline now falls back towards them, because they've got that win. Obviously, they're going to be into the semi-finals. They're going to be so close to being in the grand final. If they find their actual win here in Katowice as well, it's the fact that will now be 2 wins for them, and they'll equalize both of those wins in terms of the Grand Slam runnings.
That is true, actually. I forgot to... Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Obviously, they won... so won New York. So they had that victory there, and obviously now coming into this one, if they go to the semi-finals, they're 1 best of 3 away from the finals. Then obviously the whole tournament itself, if they can get to 2 out of 4, they'll match SK. Except though, Jack, they'll have a much longer time frame, more events to work with. But yeah, cash now. This isn't a do-or-die situation. It's not as if everything's on the line where the pressure's on all these players' shoulders. Instead, they have a safety net to work with. The insurance is there. They are guaranteed to play in front of the Polish crowd here at the Spodek. But yeah, I still feel like FaZe have this one. Mirage being the final map as well, a map which, both teams are strong on, but I still feel like FaZe have it 65-35 potentially, and on cash as well. It's their map pick. This is a map where Nico, Guardian go huge, and going to be interesting. I mean, in terms of the pistol round, FaZe are starting on the T side. Watching some of the games back from Pro League, and also the major, one of the common pistols we see from FaZe is where Guardian buys a Deagle, he goes in towards a main, he clears out MPK, he clears out quad, he clears out default. Karragon has a smokes highway, they flash out and they swarm the A site. Also Karragon usually drops over the P250 as well to range, so they have some range to work with. But we are waiting for FaZe Clan to get ready into this matchup, and now the final player, Nico, has joined the server. All 5 players, or all 10 players, should I say now, as you see Fnatic there, are sat down, poised, and ready to get underway with the action here.
Yeah, as we will dive into Cash, our second map in the best of 3, and we'll be continuing on. Now, for Fnatic, if they do actually somehow cause an upset, win on FaZe's map pick, it will be them getting the 2-0 and being able to secure that semi-final spot. But for FaZe, really, it does still seem like even if this now goes back into a 2-1 scoreline, that FaZe should be the team to come out on top overall in terms of the damage capability they can deal, especially on Cash Nuts. For Fnatic as well, earlier on when we actually saw them play out against G2, that was where things just went wrong, and they really couldn't get it together.
Yeah, I'm unsure, really. I mean, obviously, the general vibe for the day was, you know, this is going to be a 2-0 hit for FaZe. Fnatic, especially after Star Series going 0-3, you know, people were setting this one up. 2-0. We've seen Fnatic in the best of 3s. Star Series had the Swiss system best of 3s, but instead, you know, when it all comes down, it all boils down to this one. They've made it into the top 8 position, and I mean, yeah, they look good. JW is performing very well, especially the AK is on the T side of Inferno. We saw him with the AWP, but challenging Guardian wasn't really the best idea in that scenario.
No. A few of those rounds, it was a little bit awkward for them, obviously. JW actually was starting to get his momentum going back through, but it was the potential overfaces with the AWP where Guardian was just able to absolutely take him down. It was very lovely.
Cool. Well, we are still waiting, of course. Now, 2 players have left the server, Jack, so now the wait does continue. We're not just, you know, rambling on, talking about a bit of fluff here for no reason. We are just as eager to get back into the action as you guys are at home.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this game to get ready, really, as we obviously get this sorted out and then continue on, as it seems like they're starting to rejoin the server now. We can continue through as everyone gets themselves nice and warm and ready. But let's just go for a rough prediction from you, Snods, on Cash as the second map. Obviously, you feel like this is still going to be FaZe with a 2-1, come back through the reverse sweep. But where exactly are you looking at? What's your overview of the scoreline here on Cash?
16-10. I think depending on Pistols, obviously, when you look at this matchup, Pistols can really, you know, change this from a 16-6 into even a 16-12, for example. Obviously, you win both Pistols, you may have that 6-round buffer to work with. But yeah, in isolation, you know, tip of the pen, top of the head, as they say, 16-9, I reckon. I think this is fairly going to be one-sided for FaZe. Yourself?
I think this is going to be the FaZe win. Obviously, Fnatic, they struggled against G2 in the matchup they had there.
16-7, yeah.
Which is, it's a pretty one-sided scoreline, right? It wasn't really too much to work out of now Fnatic from that. And you wonder how quickly they're going to adapt to be able to switch things up when they do get into it. As we are ready to go now, we're going to be kicking it off here on Cash, the second map of the best of 3, to decide which team is going to be going to the semi-finals and who is going to be advancing to the quarter-finals. Fnatic will be on your CT side. FaZe Clan will be your Ts.
Yeah, microphone problems for FaZe have been adjusted and sorted. And now we can kick off the action once again as we go into the second map. As you said, Fnatic coming into this second map here with the 1 map advantage, claiming Inferno. 16-11. And it will be no... Oh, it is the Deagle for Guardian. Karrigan, Smoke Molotov this time. So it's going to be interesting to see if they have changed up this pistol. Usually they drop over a P250 to Rain. But once again, as I predicted, Guardian clears out the angles. Once the angles are cleared, the smoke comes towards Highway. And now they add in a Molotov towards Quad. They're trying to flush out a player that was trying to be baited for, but instead, JW in towards the smoke. Here's all the info he needs.
He's getting a read. He's listening out and trying to coordinate what exactly is going down. But Guardian finds a really impressive early opener with a Deagle. Blows Golden to bits, and that's Kitboy out of the server. So there's going to be no kit to work with now unless they can recover it. But Crims and Electro fight back through as they start to bound tooth for now into this one, especially when Nico gets annihilated there from the Flusher and Crims combination. It's just on Guardian and Karrigan. They're in awkward angles. Flusher struggling, but eventually will be able to overpower Guardian. It just comes down to Karrigan, who is dead on the ground. The opening round will go the way of Fnatic.
I love the way to describe that as well. Kitboy is dead. Sounds like the water boy. Guy that has to do the hard jobs and the stuff no one else really wants to do. But yeah, Kit was dropped, but obviously, usually we see the Kit player playing towards Highway, playing towards Connector. The reason being is you want to have your rotate player with the defuse kit. That way the bomb is always dropped at the site where the opposition do conclude and commit to. Never run into those scenarios where on a pistol round the bomb is at the other half of the map where the bomb is planted, so it's the reason for that one. But nevertheless though, Jack, back into this one. 1-0 now for Fnatic, carrying forward the form we saw on Inferno. You know, Pistols in the last map as well did go 1 for 1, so it was a even playing field on that regard. But the bomb was planted towards the A-bomb site. As now they go for the eco. Light utility and extremely light utility. In fact, it is going to be one smoke for Karrigan. P250s, one Deagle for Guardian. On the new HUD as well, that Deagle looks extremely small.
It does.
It does look quite small. That's why it caught me off guard when I saw it on the pistol. I was like, oh yeah, Glock. Oh wait, no, it's actually the Deagle. But let's see. Small icon, but maybe some big plays to be remembered.
Especially from the big man, Nico. Loves the Deagle, knows how to wield it, catches wind of their location as well, but doesn't know about Crims. Crims just hiding in vents, doing his best impressions of a TV dinner. We'll be able to get that frag back on towards Nico. Guardian as well is down and out, so it just falls to 3 Ts remaining, and they're going to start to be blown to bits. Easy frags coming through. Only one of them actually being allocated to the UMP, so the additional cash isn't going to be too ridiculous for Fnatic.
Yeah, but at this point, it's good for Fnatic to have these rifles. Usually when you have those MP9s, you swap them out for the rifles into this round, so you waste the money you just accumulated from the round victory bonus. Instead, because they have 3 M4s that were invested into in the second round, expecting the eco from FaZe, yes, it's not the most efficient way of stacking up the cash. Obviously, the SMG having the $600 per kill reward. But now they have the rifles that didn't have to be swapped out. $2,000 across the board now for Fnatic, so if they win this round, Jack, their money can start to get established. But FaZe, they're going to be up in the ante here, making this one fast.
Oh, loud and large and in charge from Rain there towards mid as he runs out, gets the early entry with the AK. Golden fights back through with the UMP. Flusher as well coming into effect as the SMGs will cause a bit of a stir into the round. Comes back into a 3v3. Nico as well, up top, trying to creep through. Crims, if he stays undetected and just on the close angle here to the side, he should be able to remove Nico. Karrigan will extend through, but there's a whiff, a bit of a blunder coming out, but up close, Karrigan taken down as well. Things are awkward into this round for FaZe. The AKs, they're not paying dividends, they're just being blown to bits. The fight goes through in favor of Fnatic.
Oh dear, Fnatic gave up full reign to FaZe Clan. Guardian, 1 versus 2. The grenade connects. 40 points of damage, down to 10 HP. One shot there from Flush's AK will eventually secure the round, and things looked a bit dicey there, obviously, for Fnatic. 1 versus 2. Guardian, yes, he was lacking the AWP, but he's so strong in those clutch situations. 3-0 now, so Fnatic continuing the charge here. Win the pistol, very clean anti-eco. They kept 3 rifles, didn't have to swap those out for the SMGs. Into the buy round, FaZe Clan expecting, you know, MP9s up close, UMPs trying to get in towards vent at the start of the round, but instead Fnatic playing towards highway, playing towards sandbags, the long range positions with those rifles, able to mow them down as they made their way through middle. FaZe Clan stunted off of the aggression. Going to be leaving just $2,000 left on their bank balance as well, where they will go for the quasi-buy. Utility, Kevlar there onto a few players. Upgraded pistols as well across the board, so they can go for an execution now and bridge the gap of distance with the utility and flashbangs and swarm the A site.
Yeah, everyone going to be blind, dazed and confused. Lekro, though, from the cheeky little position that he's just able to slay against them. A natural-born killer coming into effect, but Nico, naughty with the P250 as ever, as he tags them up, but eventually goes down. But at least they caused some kind of commotion. They weren't just washed away without any real resistance into the round. So 4 picked up by Fnatic so far on their CT side, but here comes the buy from FaZe. The AK shipment has arrived, and AWP being gifted to Guardian as well. And this is where things are going to start to get hot and heavy.
Let's see then. Second bar round here on the second map, and Fnatic, all it takes is 12 more, and they're going to be top 4 at the Spodek. AWP now for Guardian. This time it's not going to be the 5 rifle setup, it will be the AWP into play, getting aggressive towards B. The AWP for Crims. Where is that AWP station? It is towards the B bomb site, so we might be seeing an AWP duel coming early on as the run boost comes up, but it fails! Oh, Olaf Meister nearly walking into the crosshair there from Crims.
Not got the synergy for that one, but they go for it the second time, and it does work well. Cheeky little face as well, so Crims has been sniped down.
Right eye peek in that scenario. What happens in this game is, as he shifts there with the right angle, he sees Crims first. Bit of Counter-Strike physics there, but nevertheless, it will be the 5 versus 4. 1 player advantage now off the back of the run boost towards B main. Guardian now so good at opening up the map here for his team. Sometimes can get a bit overzealous, but it's rare. And when you weigh up the odds as to what he gains from getting these entry frags towards B, towards the middle, so worth it.
Golden gets the initial sprays. He will find 1 frag on Rain, but the damage gets fired back through. Guardian, he's straight ripping through them. Every opportunity he gets, that's where the AWP's coming out. But the AWP now on the CT side works out well as well. Bit of a interesting face from Olaf there towards the B site. So he will be punished because of it. Lekro going for the jump face towards main. So Nico will maim him with the AK. JW as well, though. It's back and forth and back and forth. FaZe, it all comes down to Guardian. He's got a clear path towards the A site as the welcome mat is down, but does he know to run through? Counter boost as well. JW, he can backstab late into the round. This could bode well.
Side's clear, though. As the flank comes in from JW, Guardian just coming from AP, never going to be expecting a flank from behind. And there you have it, another buy-around victory there for Fnatic. And for FaZe Clan, it all makes sense, right? What happens when Crims dies towards the B site? The mid player playing towards Connect has to rotate towards CT, towards Heaven, towards CT lower on the B bomb site, exactly where Flusher is right now. So you're going to be anticipating a weaker defense towards mid. They go middle, they're expecting to take mid control, go up towards highway, maybe even split towards the A site if they find a frag, which they do onto gold and close mid. And somehow, in some strange way, FaZe Clan with a 4 versus 3 advantage, if you remember, after the kill onto Golden. They let it slip. A 1 versus 2 for Guardian. Extremely good boost coming in towards mid as well from a main. Guardian never expecting that sort of play. 5-0 now as Fnatic have a stark contrast in terms of their form to what they showed us last week at Star Series.
And this is going to be the double AWP setup as well now coming out. They were able to save it into that round. So you got Crims and JW both wielding these outrageously powerful weapons to try and rail down any push that comes through and derail the attack from FaZe, as they're going to be restricted. Utility isn't as amazing as you want it to be. Luckily, they were able to get quite a few smokes out. They've got flashbangs as well to work with. Olof, though, only on the Galil.
Yeah, it's not really the best buy here for FaZe, but they have to make it work soon. They know about the AWP now towards the B bomb, so there could be a mid-split. That could be effective. Crisscross smokes towards middle, get in towards vent, try and split the B bomb site effectively. Smoke comes out towards B main, going to be trying to do their best effect of actually rendering the AWPs useless, but instead, Karrigan wins that duel. JW missing the easy shot. Smoke comes out and actually won't telegraph exactly where Flusher is, so they know there's another player towards middle. So if there's one towards mid, there's going to be two towards one of these sites. Where is the single player lurking? It's going to be Crims alone towards the B site. So FaZe walking into the larger stack here from Fnatic. There's 3 players stationed towards A now from the Swedish side defense.
Nico ready to bust through the door as well. As you can see, he gets ready. The smoke goes out to try and force Golden's hand. He's going to be debating what exactly is going on. Rain playing anti-flash with support of Guardian. This is really nicely played so far from FaZe. They know how to deal with what Fnatic can throw at them and how to counter it. As the setup gets ready, the Molotovs go out to draw them out of their powerful positions and force their hand.
There's a minute left here. FaZe don't have to overextend and even commit into this scenario. They lose the first player. So now 4 versus 4, but there's still 50 seconds to work with. No smokes to smoke off the cross now towards highway. But they have an even playing field in terms of the numbers. 4 versus 4. Both sides now lacking pure utility. It all comes down to these rifle duels.
Yeah, this is where individual skill is key. Nico, the AK-47 is a tool. Let's see if he can make them act fools as he pushes his way out towards the site. Molotov first, peeks through, but Flusher rips him to bits with the M4, hungry for more as well. These M4s are just dealing damage towards the site. All of a sudden, there was just 2 men remaining. Make it 1. It's all on Olof, and Olof is down, dead on the ground. As Fnatic continue their undefeated streak so far. 6 rounds and instantly another pause for FaZe.
This is getting ludicrous now here from Fnatic. 6-0 and FaZe. You can see here. Maybe they're running out of ideas. They've gone for the rush towards middle. They've gone for the execution towards the A site. They haven't gone for a set B play just yet. And it could be, extremely effective when you factor in the fact that Crims is AWPing towards B. So how do we counter the AWP? Use utility to render the AWP useless, the flashbangs to blind him off his angles, the smokes to deny vision and leave him guessing, the Molotovs as well to flush him out of those good positions towards default on the back boxes and try and get him into an awkward scenario. But instead, Jack, it feels like that set B play or a set play in itself is going to have to wait. This lead here from Fnatic may be extending to 7-0, and we take a look and a glance at the poor buy now from FaZe.
This is good as well for Fnatic, Snod. So 6 rounds back-to-back, a very, very healthy streak for them. Obviously, they have been actually brought down to low numbers in a lot of these rounds. The rebuys have had to come through, so the cash is still low. Aggression on display from Flusher as well. He's risking it for a biscuit, but he will actually be able to get a nice bourbon from it. Finds a 2K.
Well, 4 versus 3. Bomb was spotted as well towards the B-bomb site. FaZe Clan not going to be overextended as of yet. They still have an M4 to work with, and Kevlar going to be backing up that M4. So, they have the smoke, they have the flashbang, the pop flash is about to be deployed towards B main. Karrigan going to maybe peek with it, but instead, They're going to be slowly falling back and resituating themselves towards T-spawn. There's still a minute 10 left on the clock, so they can recalibrate, regroup, and try and work this one out. I mean, do you go towards middle here? Do you boost mid, try get a 3 versus 3, get a frag, go towards highway, maybe anticipating an over-rotation for Fnatic towards the B-bomb site? Do you group up towards squeaky door, smoke highway, flash out a main, have these CZs jump and burst door and get in close range versus the M4s? Let's see. I feel like the mid play will be the best one, especially with the M4 as well, and it will be coming through. But is anyone from Fnatic going to overextend, overface, and give up the advantage they've already accumulated?
Nico lying in wait. His two teammates working out towards the A site as well. The only flashbang and smoke they have is on Karrigan and Guardian respectively. There's the smoke for sure. Flashbang through as well, but it isn't going to blind or slow anyone down as Lekro clears across, gets in towards the site, lobs out the HE as well. It's not going to transfer any damage, but Nico's coming in from the rear, trying to decimate this defense, but instead Golden with a flick finds the headshot back on Nico. Lekro as well, able to bob and weave and choose which firefights he wants to take. 2 easy headshots, taps them both down. Fnatic 7 rounds as they keep this lead going, escalating further and further.
Right, FaZe Clan, we need to see what you've got left in the tank here into this one. Round number 8, 7-0 now for the Swedes as they're essentially 9 rounds away from leaving FaZe in the quarterfinals as they race past them into the war's top 4. But Orb now for Guardian, we know he's so good at getting the first frags, and for FaZe Clan as well, you know, when they get the first pick, they're very good at not overfacing, grouping together, using the, you know, man advantage they have essentially. They're very good at transitioning the one-man leads into round victories. Instead, more of a default coming out, one player towards B main, smokes B main, Molotovs out checkers, flashbangs as well, going to be leaving Crims guessing. But apart from that, FaZe Clan looks like they're lining up the crisscross smokes. Fane ready to smoke out towards mid, and that could be a fake towards the B split. Remember, Jack, if they boost the player up middle here, and they go for the crisscross smokes mid, mimicking a B split, a player maybe towards connector, maybe it's flusher or towards highway, could be caught off guard by a boost. But instead, no one's boosted here from FaZe. Going to be the crisscross smokes, and instead of going for the B split, it's all a ruse. It seems like they may be trying to commit even towards the A side, but look at this, they're hesitant.
Yeah, they are hesitant as well. This has actually given Fnatic the window of play they needed to now group up. Golden goes for this more aggressive angle. If they don't clear here towards the close lockers as they come through, Golden could just be so incredible. It could be glorious, but it isn't going to go down like that. Karrigan stunts it, stops the push as he now furthers it as well. Everyone is amped up. The aggression is being displayed as the adrenaline pumps through their veins. They push out. Olaf Meister on the hunt as well. It just falls to Crims, and Crims has been blown to bits. His head snapped clean back by Guardian as FaZe finally get around on the board as they get 1 to play with now.
Yeah, really good call there from FaZe. Almost as if it's reverse psychology, Jack. Think of it like this, okay? Fnatic know that FaZe know there is an AWP in checkers. There's an AWP towards the B-bomb site. How do you counter that? You crisscross smokes mid. You know that Fnatic aren't playing close. Flush has always been playing towards highway or sandbags. You get in vent. You bridge the distance between the AWP and yourself, and you swarm the B-bomb site. So the crisscross smokes come out, and the highway players leave to help in towards middle, leaving that A site extremely vulnerable. And through door, they catch their sights off guard. It gets them their first round here, Jack. But obviously, Olaf Meister continuing that success. Nico once again back in towards door. Golden this time no longer towards middle, going to be leaving JW alone there towards connector as the flash push does begin.
Well, let's see if this adventurous play is going to work out as they run straight through, just trying to use the brute force aggression and the confidence that goes alongside that. As right now, they just assault them with the AK snods. Oh, Guardian as well.
Has to be a save now from Crims. 1 versus 4, $100 as well. So for FaZe Clan, it really goes to show actually how close the rounds have been. Yes, there's only been 3 defuses, but 1 versus 2, so there's been 2 of those already from Guardian. The ecos as well, when they get in towards the B-bomb set, they're finding frags. These haven't been, you know, extremely one-sided rounds where Fnatic have 4 or 5 staying alive, even though the scoreline may allude to that. You look at a 7-1 and you're thinking, okay, this has been extremely easy for Fnatic, but it hasn't. FaZe though, gonna go 7-2. Fnatic, if they force buy into round number 10, and they lose that one, suddenly we're looking at 7-3 scoreline. They're gonna be forced onto an eco jack, 7-4 maybe. FaZe might be bridging the gap here between themselves and Fnatic. $2,000 though for Fnatic. You can either force this or save it. If they save it, they are guaranteed a buy into the next round, and you can see they will be taking a... Oh, it's actually FaZe taking the timeout.
Yeah, FaZe have used pretty much all of their pauses at this point as well. obviously, from
Let me
what we
take a
saw.
look. I believe they've got 2 more, maybe 1 more left. So yeah, they used the majority of them.
Really getting through it because the issues were there and they were not quite sure how to counter it. So now obviously getting in a situation where they
1 left.
yeah,
Wow.
got 1 pause left.
Well, think of it like this, Jack. The reason you could be seeing FaZe going for the pause is there's so much weight on this round. Just as I was describing before about the money situation for Fnatic, look at it. If they were to go for the force buy, which maybe FaZe are expecting, they take the pause, they work out what they're going to do, they claim round number 3, break their money, they can maybe get to 4 as well. And a 7-4 scoreline is far more, serviceable, easy to recover than what they're into right now. But 7-2, it will be the eco coming out from Fnatic. Just going to be USPs, a deagle for JW. M4 saved in the prior round from Crims. So FaZe should get up to 3 here. And then we have a game on our hands.
Guardian as well. Early push towards B. Spots out JW with the AWP as he will find that first frag and get the opener they wanted, obviously, as well. Crims is the only one that actually has momentum behind him and could be the derailer into the round and actually get something behind him. But in the meantime, they've been able to avoid it. If they actually do go to this B play as well, B is currently empty. So they're going to go for the split push through mid as well. Smokes up, crisscross. You've got no info. It starves you. And Rain finding Flusher. Actually runs away with it now. The AK looking effective as he taps and firefights towards mid to keep them there and keep them busy when the B push is coming through as well.
50 seconds here as the bomb makes its way in towards the B bomb site. Nika from behind catches Lekro slipping. 5 versus 2. Obviously, this is going to be the round victory here for FaZe. Nothing to really get too hyped about. And we should be seeing a 7-3 scoreline now as well, which means Fnatic still have the drastic lead here, Jack, but FaZe are bridging the gap slowly but surely. And into the next Baron as well. This is where things get so interesting from FaZe. Do they go for the default, boost up Guardian towards middle, allow Guardian to work his magic at gaining the entry frag across the map? Do they go for a set tactic? Do they try and do an execution towards B, towards A? Do they go for a highway split? Do they go for a vent split with the crisscross smokes towards mid? Do they flash through those crisscross smokes? Definitely a lot to play for here.
At least Crims actually stays alive. He won't lose the M4. It's going to be obviously a very effective piece to actually help them out as these rounds continue on. Golden as well. He's got a deagle, not the same sort of caliber, but it still helps out as the reinvestment will come back through. Straight away they rebuy into this and they need to try and get this back in their favor now.
Well, so the money wasn't looking too good for Fnatic as a result of how close the rounds have been with those clutches. And the buy right here reflects that. UMP for Flusher has the defuse kit, has the utility, so someone for Fnatic had to bite the bullet. Get some extra grenades. Rain will get a slight tag there onto JW, but still a 94 points of health, so nothing really too major, just out early. And it is, more of the default play from FaZe. 2 towards B. Once the smoke fades as well, they can, they don't even need to run boost Guardian. Instead, they can wait patiently, they can try and work out their setup here. Crims firing off the M4 through the smoke, maybe telegraphing is lacking that AWP, and the grenade, definitely connects to the slam dunk. Is going to be doing about, 50 points of damage across the board aggregately between those two players. So, early damage dealt by Fnatic, but look how passive they are towards the B bomb site. Olaf Meister with full grenades could do damage in terms of setting up a fake, especially as well as the crisscross smokes come out towards middle. Olaf, if he goes for the B main smoke, the CT smoke, the Molotov in towards back boxes and whatnot, he can try and set up a fake as if really FaZe are going towards the B site. But Fnatic, they're not buying any of this, Jack. 3 players towards A as Rain makes his march now towards Vent. Bomb in the hands of Guardian, wielded by that AWP as well, going to be making his march towards B, and oh my god, Fnatic are risking it.
The timing is absolutely awful for them just as the push comes through. Luckily, they second-guess themselves. They decide to fall back. They get the Molotov out, but the push has already come through. It's too late. They're holding close angles. Serene, he needs to be removed or he will just be the difference maker, the showstopper, up close and personal. Hits him with the uppercut, obliterates Flusher as his head goes rolling off. JW as well, trying to slide through the vent. Couldn't quite achieve it, wasn't able to find the frag. All these defensive angles now being played from FaZe. It's going to be so much easier. They can hold the choke points. They set the pace of the round. Fnatic's hands forced. It needs to be a snap decision if they're going to go for this.
Yeah, it needs to be quick here, Jack, but they do have the diffuse here for Crims. Golden coming in towards CT, blinded off the angle, but Nico staring towards heaven, finds one. Eventually gets shredded out, though, leaving Rain alone towards CT lower. And loses his life to Golden. A 2 versus 2, and the kit is in hands of the CT side. Golden, the 1 versus 1 now. or 2 apologies, as both these players are low.
Just going for the spam. He knows he can't win the round. The defuse isn't anymore a viable option. He had to just try and force something out, so the economy damage would have been a bit of a dent that might have worked. But Olofmeister as well, he runs away, and he gets through with a free AWP, still in his back pocket, still clutching onto it to throw it back over to Guardian.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you see CT-sided teams, when they have a big lead, they go for an over-rotation. The reason being is you're in a 7-3 advantage, you have 4 rounds to lose, essentially. You can go for these stacks towards A. If, for example, FaZe do go towards the B bomb site, you can save the 4 weapons you have. If they go towards A, you then have all 4 players in towards the A site, so it's a win-win scenario, really. You lose a round, but you already have 4 in advantage. Speaking of 4, only 4 players remain now for Fnatic, or for FaZe, sorry. But an instant reply there from Olof.
Well, Olofmeister with a first as he tries to continue this, wants to get those free frags if there is potential for it. Golden staying alive as he gets crispy cooked there, but instead it will be Nico that takes him down, sends him off to the grave with the AK. Crims fires through actually with a scout as well, as he might find that. Oh, Flusher through the smoke. Be able to get a very convincing headshot off the back of the Deagle. JW sticks over towards door, lands the headshot. All of a sudden there was just one man remaining. Big man Karrigan, AK in hand, but what can he do with it?
Diffuse kit in the inventory of Crims. Karrigan has to work hard for this one. 1 versus 2. Playing in towards the back boxes here. The angle is covered here by Crims. They know exactly where he was. JW spotted him out towards Squeaky. And now they make their march. The double face coming towards the left side as they try to isolate Karrigan alone. And Flusher, the body shot landed the Deagle, sends us to an 8-4 score, and Fnatic make it work with the eco. Just the scout from Crims finds 2 kills, retrieves the AK. And FaZe are letting this one slip here, Jack. 8-4, but they still have money to work with. They had 4 rounds, 1 in a row. They can stack up the cash, but for how much longer? 2,000 for Karrigan, 3,000. I mean, Olof has 5k, so Fnatic, they need to win 1 more. Try and force out another really poor buy for FaZe, but there's definitely a chance here, Jack. We see a 10-5 scoreline for Fnatic on the CT side of cash, which would be absurd.
Yeah, that'd be very, very effective for Fnatic as well. If they can actually try and keep it going that much and overturn that many rounds to give themselves a buffer to play with, it means they'll have so much more confidence. They'll be teaming with it, absolutely resplendent as they get into that second half. But for now, the counter boost play comes out. Golden as well, going to be playing close. Uses the secondary smoke to try and run down that clock even further. It's FaZe making noise. It's just a lot of barking. Not really a bite.
Yeah, and the thing is as well for Fnatic, they haven't even shown this boost yet. Should be able to catch FaZe off guard as they bring out the Shroud boost in round number 13 of a crucial best of 3. Flashbang in towards A main. Golden going to reposition here towards the right side of the site. JW may find some action here towards mid. As he holds towards mid main, the Molotov comes out from his teammate. 50 seconds left, and where are FaZe eventually going to commit to here, Jack? Maybe that's going to help them. Guardian wins the duel versus JW. 5 versus 4, and now they can go for the A split as mid has been left completely exposed.
That's huge as well. Nullifying the AWP, it makes your life so much easier for FaZe. They can be a little bit more lenient in the way they want to play this one out. They still are quite heavy grouped towards the A site, as it's going to be Nico and Karrigan causing a ruckus and making a bit of a mockery, but when they push through, Lekro will extinguish them. Gets the first, Flusher as well, fights tooth and nail to stay alive as he eliminates Olof, but the B site has been claimed. They've staked it and taken it over, but Crims, he wants to stop them before the bomb can go down. Guardian somehow stays alive and invalidates him. Golden as well. He's going to be left a little bit tanned after he had to front straight through the Molotov to try and go for that peak. But here it is, Snod. It's a 2 versus 3 retake.
This kill is crucial for Lekro. Jumps out, bounds out of ramp. Sorry, out of the vent even. Finds one, instantly treaded out though by Guardian's AWP. And there you have it, 8-5. FaZe find another one. And the money is rather desolate now for Fnatic. 1,400 for Golden. But they will be going for the buy nevertheless. Deagle for the newly IGL and captain for Fnatic. CZ for Flusher. 2 M4s, a UMP for JW. So this is big now for FaZe, right? 8-5 already. They win versus the weak force by 8-6. They're in for Fnatic, which they're gonna have to force as it will be the last round. We could be looking at 8-7 comeback from FaZe when they were 7-0 down. FaZe, you can see when push comes to shove, they're the ones delivering. But even if it all goes FaZe's way for the remainder of this first half, Fnatic on 8 rounds still have the lead going into the second half. As it will be slow, steady play from FaZe, anticipating CT aggression from Fnatic as they line up the Molotov towards Ven. We know Flush has been playing there many times so far. JW under boost, has the aid as well of Lekro towards the sandbags, and Lekro is one of these M4s in commission from Fnatic.
His ears are going to detect what's afoot as well, so Lekro finds the initial frag as he spams the head of Nico clean off. Crims as well! He tags up Rain, but he second-guessed himself, thinking he had already assassinated him, when in reality Rain was alive and kicking. Guardian covers towards Ven, obliterates Lekro. All of a sudden there was just one man left on the CT side, it's Golden. He's not going to be too happy about what he's been left to deal with. He's going to have to try and pick up the pieces and clean this round up with no kit, no chance. He's down and out as Guardian strikes with the AWP. He's fast and he's furious. And once again, it is going to be an 8-7 half, most likely. But this time around, FaZe, can they lock it down? Can they get this additional round? For Fnatic, they're pretty broken. There's nothing really there for them. They have to pump whatever cash they had, Snods. But the buy is going to be measly. It's whatever they could scavenge from the back of the sofa.
Yeah, and what are they going to be able to scavenge here? Where do they go with their aggression? Do they try and get close in towards mid-main, under boost? Do they go for a squeaky push? Do they set up some crossfire towards the B-bomb site? It seems like they'll be going for the first option. Close towards mid-main. JW hears Guardian rattling off the shots with the AWP, but won't be pushing through the CT smoke as of yet. Bomb left out towards T-spawn as well, so for FaZe, it seems like they're just going to wait this one out, group up. They have Olaf holding towards the B half of the map. Everyone else really waiting towards their main as they're going to be going for the Wolfpack style of CS. They can group up towards their main, go in towards Squeaky, maybe even execute if they want to as well. They know that there's going to be a lack of Molotovs and counter grenades from Fnatic, as there's now no more smokes left in the arsenal for Fnatic, with only a minute 10 left on the clock here. So FaZe going to be walking into a site that's lacking utility, lacking firepower, and lacking the numbers, as it's going to be Crims and Lekro alone towards A versus the dynamic AWP of Guardian.
Smoke goes out as well to restrict vision. Make FaZe lives even easier as they get up close and personal. Crims, he's got the Deagle. He can definitely back up bold claims with the weapons, but will it go down like that? The Molotov comes through. He's forced to reposition as quick as ever. They're dealing damage. They're getting chunks of health knocked off, but Lekro a bit awkward, but somehow he does fight through it as well. On the site, Crims with one, Crims with the second. The showstopper as he derails the bush. It's just Guardian left alive. This could be the 9th round for Fnatic here as FaZe, they're looking awkward. Guardian as well, leaps round, shows off the acrobatic skills, but he's panicked. He wasn't poised, and he's down and out. Met his maker as Crims hammers through with the Deagle.
Could you imagine the story here for Fnatic? 9-6 half, a 0-3 exit at the group stages of Star Ladder as they come back with a vengeance. Maybe or definitely poised to make it into the top 4, winning the groups. Well, guess we're going to find out how this story does end. What is the final chapter in this one? As we go to a short break, and we're going to be joining you, myself and Jack, very shortly.
Strap yourselves in as we've been in for a bit of a rodeo today. Fnatic right now leading here with a 1-map advantage and 9 rounds on the board off the back of the first half. They get flipped over to the T side, Snods. Will the rampage continue or will FaZe finally awaken?
Let's see. The sleeping giant, FaZe, obviously any of these players in the roster, I mean, even Karrigan, as he showed us in the best of 3 versus North, can step up individually. You know, Nico, Rain, Guardian, all these players can carry this second half and send us into a third map Mirage, and maybe that's what FaZe need. A resurgence from one of their star players to get this one started. But let's see. Fnatic obviously winning the first half pistol on their CT side. Coming into the T half as well, if they claim the second half pistols and together both pistols aggregately, this could be a swift second map here. As it will be. Bomb left towards B main, anticipating a push towards the CT side towards B. But instead, JW and Flusher trying to sell the best fake they can possibly.
Well, no over-rotate just yet. Everyone stayed in position, glued to their spots towards the B site. So Rain will find the first as he just taps back and peels back heads. Hungry for more as well. Guardian tagged down to only 8 HP, but Rain gets the second frag. Olafmeister comes through with one of his own as well, as everyone's just being obliterated now. It's only Flusher and JW remaining. Flusher. JW. Oh, JW actually does get the head as he's able to find the frag back on Olaf, put it into a slightly more manageable spot. 2 versus 4, outnumbered 2-1, but where do they go from here?
There's still a minute left to work with here, Jack. JW could maybe go up towards Highway, slip in towards CT, but Nico, of course, wary for a push coming in towards the CT spawn. As he plays passively, holding for the angle as JW is going to be walking past him. He'll be willing to bet money that doesn't clear this.
Nico.
Surely not.
Cleared towards it. He knew. He went for the face, expecting it. But he still gets punished. Nico is just that bit too quicker. Flusher as well, fighting back through. Tags up Rain. There's only 30 seconds on the clock. It'll be a benefit if he actually gets taken down before time. So essentially, he's just going to have to run in, go for a bit of an audacious play. Just hope they do finish him. As Nico will take him out. FaZe Clan get the opening pistol, which does bode well. There's now potential for him to actually get it back into more equalized scoreline. Obviously, no bomb plant for Fnatic, Snods.
No bomb plant indeed, which means we may be seeing a 9-9 tied up scoreline. Typically, we see if the bomb is planted, the T side, the eco in the second round, then they go for the AK buy in round number 3. But as you said, the bomb not going down. So, FaZe win versus the force ban out from Fnatic. Force and draw out an eco. Try and get to 9-9 and resituate themselves on their CT half and try and have a better performance than we saw on their T side. It will be the triple FAMAS buy coming out as well from the CT side. 2 UMPs to work with as well. They have the kits, Molotovs, and utility across the board. And in terms of the buy here from Fnatic, it is the Force, of course. 4 Deagles, 1 P250. They can try and work for these opening picks here. Play slow, wait for the smokes to eventually fade. Crawl in for the angles, try and take those jewels.
Smoke goes down as Rain wants to try spam into him. Tags up Flusher and Letcro. So at least they do start to whittle down the health ever so slightly. But the mid-aggression comes through. There's no one there. They haven't been contested. It's been safe passage granted to them. But Fnatic, in terms of the range they have to play with, they're going to be restricted in finding these early entries.
Yeah, this is the awkward scenario now for Fnatic. I mean, obviously with the CZs, they lack the range, but when they're up close, they're very good at, jumping through those smokes, swarming a site. The Deagles, on the other hand, they're very good at clearing these angles, in the first 50 seconds of the round, but when trying to burst out Squeaky, burst out T main, or A main, sorry, they're not quite as effective as those up close personal automatic pistols. But 30 seconds left here, the boost coming out towards Shroud as well from Nico, has the elevated angle, and are Fnatic going to be expecting it?
Nico up top. Oh, but dropped.
What?
As his head gets lopped off. Letcro, hungry for more as well, extend him through. The Deagle damage is starting to come out, but he wasn't able to get the second one. Karrigan, the double retake.
Lekra maybe getting a bit overzealous there, concedes the advantage they had prior. 3 versus 3 now. Society is in the domain of Fnatic, and Crims as well going to be annihilating Karrigan. Flusher somehow, someway wins the duel versus Guardian, and now Rain of the 1 versus 3.
Rain, he's got to wash over this defense towards the site, Snods, but he's going to be terrified. I hope he's got his wellies on, as he's going to have to wade through some blood to try and actually find success on the site. It's going to be a struggle. They just want to try and hunt against him. They all face, they take the initiative. They grab themselves some free weapons, and the reset round coming out as well. It's not ideal at all for FaZe.
Wow, that is ludicrous. Lecro's stock is going to be rising after that one. We know he's so prolific with the Deagle, but to land those 2 double entries coming in towards the A side, onto Shroud, towards default as well. I said, you know, in that scenario, having the Deagles when they're coming in towards their main, coming in towards Squeaky, they're not favored as you have when you have the CZs. But when you're Lecro towards higher, when you have those long-range duels and the headshots are connected, you can change the course of any round. And out of nowhere, it's going to be the sides reverted. This time it's FaZe Clan going to be going for the full 5-player force buy. As I guess we're going to have to wait to see how this one concludes. Oh, we're back. Straight back into the Matrix.
Yeah, plugged back in and ready to continue. So we wait for this push to come through with the setup. It's going to be the flashbang out from Crims, allowing them to go for the double face here towards Boost as they use all that utility early. Flusher as well finds some success as he actually punishes Olofmeister with a P250 pop.
Nico towards high with the Deagle. Doesn't land the first shot, gets the body tag onto Lecro, but apart from that, it's all going in favor of the Swedes. Crims, Golden, all chime together at one to find these frags in towards the B-bomb site, as it's now going to be Bear. Rain, P250 at hand, Kevlar as well, but in this scenario for FaZe, may as well try and save this Deagle from Nico. He has Kevlar, has a Deagle, and it's going to be the Eco coming out in the next round into round number 19 from FaZe Clan, so we could be projected to a 12-7 scoreline here. Jack, in favor of Fnatic, and with the 1-map advantage, this is definitely unexpected. Well, we thought it was going to be a 2-0, but definitely not in this manner.
Yeah, not to Fnatic. In fact, we thought it would be FaZe that would be able to close this one out. So now all of a sudden, it's a little bit awkward for Nico. He's trying to deal some damage with the Deagle, and they are actually aggressing against him. They're really running the risk to just get this one weapon out of his hands as they hunt him down. They flood over, swarming, as they will be able to find that frag. Fnatic Killer Bees on the swarm as they take down Nico.
So, Nico going to be coming out now from FaZe. No player surviving, no Deagle into this round, which could throw a spanner in the works, as we saw from Lecro. Instead, the tactical pause. And Jack, that's the last one they have remaining, so as soon as this one expires, FaZe Clan have no means of recalibrating themselves or reconfiguring themselves, trying to compose themselves, going back into it. Last pause is going to be utilized. As they're talking Swedish in chat, Jack, and I have no idea what they're saying.
Well, it seems like it's actually a tech pause that comes through, so that'll be the issue there. So obviously just trying to get that sorted as much as possible, as there was a slight tech issue over on FaZe.
Well, let's break down what we've seen so far, or let's break down how this one is projected to go. 11-7 already. Full eco now for FaZe. So we could be seeing a 12-7 scoreline.
I think I've solved it.
Go on.
Olofmeister's wearing his headset wrong.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't speak Swedish, mate. I have no idea what they just said.
Yeah, it's true. It was a bit of a back and forth.
You know, sometimes you see those words where it's like, blah, 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 tech. You know, you're like, oh, okay, tech pause.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly. But instead, you know, I saw plugger. Maybe something's unplugged. Where is Matt Loftus to plug it back in?
Under the desk right now, servicing things, getting it all sorted out. But it seems like we should be back underway fairly soon, hopefully, and then obviously continue on with this matchup. But right now for Fnatic, you've got the map advantage. You found success on your map pick. It was actually very nicely played from them, so they took the win there. You get the one map advantage. You now
he's
come
bench
into
pressing
cash.
them, Jack. He's bench pressing them.
He's going for the bench press.
Yeah. How much do you reckon he can lift?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, he's going for the bench press, yeah. He's getting himself ready.
He's ready for this one.
He's ready to rumble.
Got the pre-workout in there. He's got the bench coming in, the endorphins rushing through his brain. He looks just as bored as we are, Jack. We want to get right back into the action here.
Hopefully. It will be soon as time ticks down as we wait to continue on with this one. Now, obviously, Fnatic as well, if they do get the win here, it's going to be an upset.
There you go. Observer knows. Time. Time is what we're waiting for. How much longer is this pause going to take? And for FaZe, they should be allowed to talk during a tech pause. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure actually if they can. So what it means is, you know, is this a good scenario for FaZe where they can slow down the pace from Fnatic? They're probably going to get the tactical pause reverted so they can still have an extra one to use. And we just got word, no talking during this time, so FaZe, can they reconcile what's happened so far and compose themselves with the break? Maybe if there was tension in the air and, you know, conflict in the team and the comms, they can try and, you know, calm down and, you know, get back into it.
Well, obviously, Fnatic to just try and keep the blood flowing. It's all about doing some aerobics here. So everyone just going to combine plus left in console, keep the blood moving round, go for those little pushes there. Obviously, we saw Crims going for the bench press as well. Oh, that's nice. It's good form.
He's going for the bicep curl now.
It is good form.
Oh, what's this? Oh, no, just back into regular posture. As we still wait. No idea what's going on, though. So we will have to inform you shortly as to what the issue is and if the players are going to be ready to go with a moment's notice so we can stop rambling on. And there you have it, the word in our ear, Jack. The server has an issue. It's currently lagging, so these players want to wait until the server at full capacity and everything's working perfectly and smoothly, which is understandable when you think about the amount of cash and dosh that is on the line right now.
Yeah, obviously for the winner of this, if FaZe actually do get bested here and we see a 2-0 for Fnatic, they go straight into the semi-finals. That is at the very least a top 4 guaranteed. It also does mean for FaZe they'll continue on. They'll get themselves a quarter-final spot to actually lock down. So there's still a lot to go off here. It's worth playing for. It is going to be an interesting one, but quite somber. Everyone looking a bit defeated there on the side of FaZe. You can see Nico obviously trying out new looks with a headset. Carrigan looking a bit flustered, like it's all gone a bit wrong.
Yeah, I mean, FaZe coming into this one, as I said before, the general consensus was, a 2-0. And we thought a 2-0 in favor of FaZe Clan, obviously. Coming into this one, they've made so many finals, so many top 4s, so many tournament victories as well. We're expecting the swift 2-0 when we contrast recent form as to Fnatic going out in the groups of Star Ladder. As we are still waiting. Apparently the issue is fixed, Jack, and we're ready to dive back into the action and see if FaZe Clan can have a resurgence in the latter portions of this second half.
Well, time for some sorted KFC, and we will continue on with this one as we dive back through. Let's keep it locked and loaded, Snods. Fnatic, they lead currently 11 rounds as they want to try and continue on. They've been looking ready, good form across the board and throughout the series. For FaZe, though, the same could not be said. There's been moments of greatness, but the pressure is definitely on them.
Let's see then. Will be the eco coming out from FaZe. 4 players towards highway. The flashbang in the hands of Nico. Most likely to be a flash. Burst push in towards the mid position, but obviously as soon as Fnatic spot 4 players towards mid, they're going to be knowing that these sites are clear.
This is good as well, though. I do like the play. Obviously, go for the gamble. The one flash investment on Nico. He goes for the pop if they did work their way through mid, try and take the range advantage in early mid control because it's so important to be able to lock it down. That's where it would have been successful. But instead, Crims toys with the timing, peeks out, finds Olofmeister and already gets 1 frag. But they are now very, very close to the B site. Nico still has his flashbang as well, so they could swarm through if Nico plays it smart with the timing.
Oh, the flash as well if it connects onto these players towards the B site, but unfortunately, backstabs there as they walk straight into the massacre. 12-7, 5 players staying alive here for Fnatic. No, eco frags found on the Mac 10, so Flusher maybe switching that one out as he has the cash to reimburse himself with the AK. 5-round deficit now for FaZe heading into round number 20. No AWP as well for Guardian, and the AWP has been a salient point so far in this best of 3. The opening picks he found at the T side of cash, the impeccable CT half he had in Inferno. And what have FaZe got left in the tank here? Have they run out of steam?
So they're running on empty right now as aggression comes through as well. Close angle being played from Carrigan as he wants to try and get through. He can dismantle if they go for the mid play. Is he going to be cheeky though? It's very, very close right now, just playing just close underneath boost. He waits on the other side. Damage is already done though from Flusher. He's got through. He's checkmate Guardian towards Checkers. Rain playing from Snacks gets the initial frag and the second as he washes over them with a hailstorm of bullets. It's looking pretty good on the retake. Carrigan as well, able to shut down Guardian. They keep themselves alive.
Seems like Rain has delivered FaZe Clan a lifeline into this scenario from a 5 versus 3. Carrigan, Rain, bounce back into this one. It's going to be 3 versus 2 now in favour of FaZe Clan. And this is a hard round as well now for Fnatic to work with. You're in a 1-player deficit. There's a minute left to work with, so you're going to have to be so paranoid about a push coming in from FaZe. And that paranoia would be well thought. Rain in towards the B connector, close towards T-spawn as well here as they have all the information they need. Carrigan going to be clearing out mid. Smoke comes out towards connector. Crims boosted up towards the boost position. Spots the head from Carrigan, but he does get away scot-free. Spots out the information. The bomb hasn't been seen as of yet. So still, FaZe have the forward position here from Rain.
Oh, Let Crow Straight away on the entry, Snods. The B site is open. The smoke goes down. They're able to get through. This is where Fnatic might actually be able to find a lot of success. Karrigan as well. He can't peek because the molly.
Oh my goodness, this is so good for Fnatic. They need to plant open. They need to plant for someone in towards Checkers because the CETs are here and they're knocking on the door, Jack. Nico and Karrigan now, the dynamic duo here. 2 versus 2.
Lekro, a 3K into the round, gives it to him raw with no trivia. 1-on-1, just taking these fights and being the difference maker. He is the key to success for Fnatic in a few of these rounds. Barrels of impact frags tied to him.
My goodness. For a second there, we thought Rain had done it. The 2K towards the B site. Suddenly, Karrigan towards middle as well. Opened it up. A 2 versus 3. Lekro gets the frag onto Rain. And then the 2 frags onto Karrigan and Nico. And somehow, we see a 13-7 scoreline. FaZe back to the drawing board here as they deducted down again onto pistols. Oh, actually, there is Kevlar. My apologies. Rain has got some armor to boot. So maybe if they can find a frag, gain an AK, have the AK backed up by Rain's Kevlar, maybe, just maybe there's some magic waiting to be happened. That Molotov is burning Rain alive and there's no smoke to extinguish the flames. As now maybe that one window of opportunity has been shut.
Karrigan with the Deagle, scoping out towards mid, just trying to catch wind of what exactly is going on, but they're just slowly bringing down those health bars, tapping and getting them lower and lower by the second. JW as well lies in wait. He might be able to frag this back onto Nico. Nico with the Deagle though. Nico towards that A site with a Deagle. He's always going to go huge. You just know what he's about.
No Kevlar though to back up the AK. Crims chimes in for Fnatic, so now something goes in the Swedes' way. As the boost coming in. Oh, Fnatic, if they pounce right now, they're going to be catching them as they're boosting, but the smoke is still there. They're not going to be walking into their doom as of yet. But there's no way in hell Jack FaZe are going to be pre-fired at this angle. Fnatic maybe walking into the inevitable.
Just waiting for the linchpin, for the moment of opportunity. Lekro as well, you can see he's dubious. He's clearing it. He's trying to get a rough idea of what exactly is going on. The first frag goes their way, but Nico hits him with the assault and battery, but it's not going to work out well. Flusher with the trade, 2 frags, and site control taken.
Site control in the hands of Fnatic, and no defuse kits here as well from FaZe, so time is of the essence. They have to make quick work of this one. No Kevlar apart from Rain, but 26 points of health, so 1 shot from the AKs will take him down. Finds the first frag, Crims, 1 versus 2.
He's the catalyst and the only remaining member on that T side. He's got 2 HP. Takes the firefight, but loses it out as FaZe. They deny that 14th round being claimed. They're trying to get some kind of resurgence, but it has to be continuous. They can't only have these small fractions, flashes and pans, Snods. It needs to be a constant effect coming through now. 8 rounds for FaZe, 13 for Fnatic, an instant rebuy as well.
Mental scenes towards the A site there from Nico. Has the first clinical, surgical headshot, the tiny gap there in towards the back of their main, whips it round towards door, lands the slight adjustment as well, plays on that 1.3 sensitivity, so he has such good pre-aim towards his angles, and then playing on the low sense is very good for the adjustment, the slight adjustment to land those 1-taps. And maybe that is what FaZe were looking for. A star performance from the star player. But is that enough to try and convert into the map victory? As right now, Fnatic have the Inferno victory. They have the 1-map lead in the series. And they're 3 rounds away from keeping FaZe in the quarterfinals. Bomb in towards B main, as it seems like Fnatic are going to be opting for a fast B split. But it's going to be enough here to catch Rain. And Karrigan off guard as well.
Oh, Rain gets behind them, but Rain taken down by JW. He would have been the difference maker, the effectively dominating force that could have stopped the push, but in reality, site control is claimed. Fnatic, they go through, they spark the uprising. FaZe cannot defend against this right now.
Gosh, Jack, this is the reset round as well, and now suddenly out of nowhere, Guardian connects the dots through the CT wall. Crims is taken out of the equation. 3 versus 3. Defuse kits as well onto Guardian. Flashes, Molotov, utility. But JW's here with the bullets.
JW doesn't need an AWP. He can snipe with the AK, but Guardian! This man is just absolutely ridiculous in terms of the AWPing capability. Finding these wall bangs all over the gaff, Snods, as he loves these rounds. JW on the hunt, though. Going to try and take him down. Reclaim the mantle. Wield the AWP, but here comes the push. Guardian! It's a 1v1. He won't expect JW up top. Finds the frag, spams into the corpse, grabs a free AWP. Fnatic on 14 rounds.
It's the reset, Jack. It's the reset. 14 to... Oh, I was going to say 6 then. 14 to 8.
This is the thing for FaZe as well. Much like a rundown fairground, Snods, there's just not a lot to go on for them. No cash. They're going to be debating what they want to do as they go for a discussion in their final pause.
Well, I guess another way we can sum that up is a sense of despondency now for FaZe. No hope, no courage. Everything they've tried and everything that they've been opting for just hasn't worked. The T side where they got aggressive towards mid, the set plays, the defaults. Flusher with the 17 kill first half annihilated FaZe's opportunities into the second map as it is their map pick as well. And now into the second half, the same storyline does continue. 14 to 8, and as I said before, the reset is now come to fruition for FaZe. So, dire situation now. In terms of the cash, it's not looking too good here, Jack. AWP for Guardian, so that is something to maybe be confident about. Rain with the M4, he's been a staple at anchoring towards the B-bomb site. And upgraded CZ's Deagle for Nico as well. He was the star player that actually opened up the first round here for FaZe. In the second half is the aggression coming up from Guardian. Main net the first round, but it's actually caught. Oh, the flash as he tries to get away scot-free.
Oh, he had to try fight it as well because the angle was always going to be pushed there from Flusher, so you could trying to go for the repeat, seeing if he can land the shot, even though he was so low. He falls short, Nico as well, and he's 16 HP. As everyone is being left in these awful situations, left on life support essentially. As for FaZe Clan, they're running out of time.
Nico goes down, the anchor, the B bomb site is where the AWP is found for Olofmeister. But it's just going to be a consolation exit, maybe. As the smoke comes down towards Highway, going to be denying Rain's impact so far as he tries to get in towards the site, but the rattle of bullets through the smoke will cower him away. He comes in from Olof, finds one. Bomb is dropped here. 50 seconds left on the clock, though, so the time is not really a big factor here for Fnatic. And he goes for the second, though. Olof, 1 versus 3. Fnatic poised to get match point here, and they got 7 to work with if they claim it.
They're given the bomb plant as well. They're allowed to bide their time, get it down, get into a good position. Olof has been the lifeline, the driving force behind trying to keep FaZe Clan into this now, into this round, as he needs to just go huge if he wants to pick it up. He has no kit as well. Time's ticking away. It's unlikely he can do too much. He's going to be caught second-guessing himself as he's debating where he's even going to be pushed from. Tries to escape, but Flusher's there. Flusher should be able to find the free frag that detects him. So at least Olof doesn't have to hunt. He can just hide and at least get through with the AWP.
Yeah, I mean, Flusher's going to be cool in the fact that he's cleared mid. They've cleared A main and whatnot, so they're anticipating the set play towards B, but Olofmeister going to be caught potentially in between both of these players, in towards the B connector. Golden chases him down, and actually, surprising, Jack, they don't save the AWP for JW, so maybe that's going to be telegraphing a fast play from Fnatic to try and get the job done in 24 rounds. Obviously, the AWP, not quite as, well, definitely not as dynamic as the AKs. When the fast, aggressive pushes are called for, you want to have those AKs that can burst through the A main smoke or through the B main smoke and be versatile at range and at close quarters. The AWP, obviously not the best weapon to try and take a site with, unless you do find the entries if someone's overfacing. But aggression towards mid, HE grenades are going to be slapping the feet from Lekro, so he's down to 71 points of health. Nika playing close range towards doors, the flash from Olofmeister will not net them anything, as instead the B play is maybe going to be on the cards here for Fnatic.
Trying to make a bit of a Carrigan barbecue here, but he won't be sent off to the Burns ward today. He's able to stay alive as he cowers in position, just biding his time with the CZ. Strikes first, takes down JW, but he couldn't get any more. Golden will punish as he re-aggresses, falling into a 4v4, but the rifle advantage is so much stronger for Fnatic. They've got a heavy arsenal, and they've got confidence in themselves as well.
Minute left to work with as well, so Fnatic, they can slow the pace of the round down, they can group up towards middle, they can either pull the trigger, go through vent, get in towards the B side and go for the split. And Rain isn't playing on the site as well, Jack, and there's a smoke in the inventory of Lekro. He can smoke CT, leave Guardian alone towards the B bomb site if he does that. As we still wait, 50 seconds left as FaZe, we're expecting aggression somewhere.
Guardian, it'd have to be an absolute lanimal if there's any chance of them actually denying this push, because they've got the rifles, they've got everything. It's all in their favor. Lekro as well comes in with the entry. Golden does damage on Guardian. It's just Nico and Olof remaining. This is going to be it. Fnatic should close it out here and now, take the series 2-0 and net themselves a spot in the semi-final live in the Spodek.
Let's take a look though. No defusers here for the CT side, so they have to make quick work of these Ts. Low HP for Golden. Lekro as well going to be diminished onto Low HP, but flush up delivers all down to Nico. And there you have it. Crims will get that final frag. 16-8 here, Jack, as Fnatic secure top 4 of the Spodek, and they dodge day 1 of the arena.
We predicted a 2-0, but we thought it would be
Yeah.
FaZe Clan that would be walking away with that top 4 guaranteed. Instead, it is Fnatic that just come in, tank and spank, obliterate them and lock it down.
Yeah, I mean, fairly one-sided as well. Obviously, 16-8 on Cash, 16-11 as well in Inferno. So these games, you know, maybe the scoreline in Inferno looked close, but that was an eco round victory from FaZe where Nico had the 1 Deeks. And apart from that, on these buy rounds, it seems like, well, Fnatic already what FaZe had.
Yeah, FaZe obviously going to be phased by that one. They couldn't adapt. They couldn't actually outread it. Fnatic just played very incredible towards the end of that. Obviously, Inferno as well, able to close it out, and they do get themselves that win. They jump ahead to the semi-finals. Let's have a look at the brackets as well. See how everything has gone down as we can bring up the Group A bracket and decipher how today has gone.
So, obviously, the matches today, Liquid, oh no, that was yesterday, 2-0, obviously, Cloud9 had to play versus the likes of SK, but we'll forget about that one. Obviously, the Astralis Liquid game, 2-1, Astralis straight towards top 4, going to be joining Fnatic already in the semi-finals. Liquid went on to play later on, and Cloud9 and SK as well. SK sent home, so in terms of the Intel Grand Slam storyline, SK actually fighting out into DreamHack Marcellus, but the next tournament in that one.
It's actually a good thing you bring up the Grand Slam there as well, Snods, now, because this was for FaZe, their potential to leap into that guaranteed top 4 spot and be ever closer to getting themselves into another final, another potential stab and a grab at a Grand Slam addition to get themselves to, and be the second team to have 2 titles closer and closer to getting that Grand Slam victory. But it doesn't go down like that. Fnatic overpower them. Fnatic now sitting there close and comfortable with their semi-final spot.
Yeah, let's hope they don't get a bit too cushy, a bit too comfortable with the semi-final spot as a bare minimum. Obviously, now they have the day off, they can, you know, watch the games at the Spodek. They can try and analyze if they can work out the bracket as well and see their opposition they may be meeting the next day. Try and work out, okay, if we play these maps, can we counter this? Can we counter that? We can also have a break as well so they can de-stress and come into that semi-final day hot and ready. But, oh, we will be skipping that one, but straight into the bracket play. So who will Fnatic play? So there's a bye there. Liquid. It's quite complicated here, Jack.
As it is.
It's
It's cool. It's because you get the bias you go through. So obviously it's going to be FaZe Clan versus Cloud9. Team Liquid will then play against their off position, so we'll decide where that will go. So they'll actually be coming up. And then obviously FaZe, to try and get into that semi-final against Astralis, they need to try and overpower
so
Cloud9.
the Liquid. Okay, so who do Liquid play? Is that matchup going on right now? Oh, of course, NIP North. Yeah. My apologies there for the viewers at home. Obviously, Liquid play NIP or North. And then obviously they will play versus Fnatic, either Liquid, NIP or North. And then of course, FaZe Cloud9, a rematch of the Boston Mage, and that's something we would like to see. There we go. That made a lot more sense there. A bit bemused to begin with.
Caught you off guard, mate. You've been defeated by the bracket.
I know. Ugh, what can I say? But yeah, Astralis obviously looking good here. Fnatic, stark contrast to what we saw at Star Ladder. And that FaZe versus Cloud9 game looks very, very juicy.
Yeah, that should actually be a pretty effective one, obviously, to try and see what placement they're going to get as they come through. But we have it done and dusted. FaZe Clan being defeated in a 2-0 fashion as Fnatic will be able to get the upset of a lifetime, really, for them there. And that's going to be big for their confidence, because obviously, head seemed quite low. It seemed like maybe the team had actually taken a heavy hit from what went down at Star Ladder.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 0-3, career lows for this team as well, and people are saying, oh, is this team dead? What's left for them in terms of motivation? What have they got left to work with? You know, is there going to be another shuffle coming up soon? But no, straight in towards top 4 here. IEM Katowice, one of the big tournaments of the year. Could argue easily one of the top 3, top 4 tournaments of the whole entire year. And they come in strong and already into top 4.
Yeah, and that's the thing, obviously, being able to secure themselves a spot to play in front of that Polish crowd. And in the semi-final as well, at the very least, guaranteeing that top 4 placement. It's a good start, and they can still try and add to that. It's by no means going to be easy. It's going to be a very hard run still to carry it on, but at least they've got that going.
But they are playing versus Liquid, NIP, or North. So if I'm Fnatic, I'm quite thankful that SK's been taken care of by Cloud9. Current major champions Cloud9 are on the other half of the bracket. FaZe, probably easy the scariest team in the tournament. Again, other half of the bracket. So this might be Fnatic in the finals.
Well, this is the thing, right? This is why this upset was so important for them, because you get that semi-final placement, but you do then switch your opponents over to the other side of the bracket. So it did make their lives a lot easier, because now you're not going up against FaZe until potentially the grand final. If that was to go down like that, if they have the Cinderella story and it all comes through, maybe there's potential.
Maybe, but in terms of the Intel Grand Slam, just to round it off real quickly before we do head off, FaZe, in terms of how the Intel Grand Slam's gone through, obviously, SK won the last big tournament, but it begins when you win the first one. Obviously, even though SK won in December, Pro League Finals versus FaZe, actually, in that best of 5, the Grand Slam began in Cologne, July last year. So there's 4 more tournaments for SK, as obviously now they've exited. And now for FaZe, could they be, into semi-finals already, if they can take down Cloud9? They're on the harder side of the bracket, but if they can beat the competition already, make it 2 out of 4, and challenge SK for that, they're going to have more tournaments to work with as well. So, who knows? Interesting to see. This is going to be a great, great tournament to see how it does eventually conclude.
Yeah, definitely keeping it competitive, and with SK going out quite early, shaping things up for a very competitive season with the Grand Slam as well. But that is it. The B stream is done and dusted. We're concluded. All 3 days have been covered. Obviously, after this point, it gets real. We're going to be live from the Spodek, all sorts of crazy action. We're not. But it will be great. Obviously, if you want to watch that, it's going to be some incredible CS. It's always going to be exciting and invigorating seeing that Polish crowd go wild when history is made here, live from Poland. That'll be going down tomorrow, so keep it locked to ESL. But for now, we are done and dusted. I hope you had a wonderful evening. Fnatic find the win, and we find ourselves heading back to good old Blighty. We'll see you next time.
All eyes are on you.